Good evening, class. My name is Kokpa Wo. I'm a member of the Project Management 692, and I'm presenting to you some aspect that a project manager should know to be able to have a successful project implementation. In every project, the manager should be aware that there are methods and techniques he should use to speak to his team. Okay, because when you establish a very vibrant method or technique and you communicate, your information will go across and you will get an achievement. What are some of the key methods that you could use? You could use written or oral, meaning you could talk to your people face to face, or you could write an email. What you are speaking to the people, you must be able to have a good listening skills. You must listen to them. You must listen so you can understand and be able to respond responsibly. A project manager can also use the project communication plan. The plan is also utilized because it has all of the information, the assignment, who's responsible, how it should be done, when it should be done. So it's a necessary tool to communicate to your team. You can also use your project reports. It will tell your team or other stakeholders how far the project have gone, what is the status of the project, whether you're achieving your goal or if you're failing. Again, you can use meetings and project presentation to communicate to your project team. In running a project, there are do's and don'ts, and you have to know them. As a project manager, one of the things you're supposed to do is to set the strategic goal, the direction. Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? Who are your beneficiaries? Why are you doing what you want to do? That has to be clear right from the start. One thing that you should not do, don't go to a meeting without an agenda. Meeting communicates, meeting solves problem, meeting sets emotion to be able to identify issues. And as a project manager, since you cannot run away from a problem, you must identify it in some meeting and be able to find a solution and resolve it. One of the things that you should also understand that you should not do, don't make assumption. Don't assume that your project team or the members understand the project. So if you allot resources to a specific task, you must ensure that that project task is being implemented. And how do you do that? By looking at report and by looking at both progress report and project status report. So don't assume. Assumption in project management is not a good thing. We're talking about a communication plan. Another thing I want to speak to, communication plan, it has components, but I will give you few major component too. It must have a goal, it must have an objective. So every communication plan must have a goal, it must have an objective. It must have a target audience. Every project should be targeting specific people in a specific setting in a vulnerable community. It must have a strategy too. It must be evaluated. It must have activities. It must be budget based, and the material, the timetable must be clear. Why is it that we want to take the communication plan to be very vital in success in making sure that the project is successful? Because it communicates to everybody that are involved. It gives information. It helps you to control. It helps you to evaluate. It helps you to monitor the project. Lastly, I want to talk to you about those that are supposed to be in the communication plan, the stakeholders, politicians, community members, those that have share and interest should be part of the communication plan. Thank you.